Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, early on in my campaign, I went through my resume, especially for those who don't know me well, so they understand who I am and what I do every single day. But I want to take a little bit of a change to that because I want to share with you what I do every single day. I don't want to go through my bio. I want to tell you what I do day in, day out, every single night. I'm doing the following. First and foremost, top of my list is the Durrani litigation. I oversee and manage the litigation of 580 victims of Dr. Durrani in tri-state hospitals who had unnecessary spine surgery. And each case is an individual case. Just think about that. Number two, I also manage all the other litigation that Deters Law has, and guess what? It not only includes individual cases, but there are several significant class action lawsuits, and we're adding more. Next week, we will be announcing another blockbuster. Last night, we got another blockbuster. I mean, it is amazing the volume and quality of cases that Deters Law has. And I'm in charge. Glenn Fagan's appointed me. I'm in charge of making sure everything gets handled correctly and timely. On top of that, you see that I do the Bulldog Show every day. On top of that, I am involved in the Bulldog Reports, which Mark Hansel handles, but I'm involved in picking all of those articles, and now for the last 2 weeks, I've begun a process of writing a daily article for that. On top of that, we have Bulldog Media. Bulldog Media includes Wesley Deters' show, The Freedom File. It includes American Don and his reporting, all the other news reporting that we're doing. We're just beginning, but we're going to build a network. Plain and simple, our own media network, which you can check out, of course, on bulldogtv.com. Then you've got that I've just written a book, The Butcher of Pakistan, which is going to come out June 14th. And I'm in the process of writing another book called Armed with a Righteous Cause. I'm also producing a documentary about the Butcher of Pakistan. And I also plan a documentary called 10,000 Emails, which is going to be about the vax battle. Don't forget that. Since August 8th up until now, and it's cooled off a little bit, I did all that I could to help all of those people, healthcare workers and others, fighting the vax battle. So I'm doing all that other stuff, and I'm doing the vax battle, staying up all night, responding to emails and everything else. And I've also been investing in the past year in a lot of real estate projects. And I'm not at liberty to discuss what those are. Some were public. For example, I'm starting Liberty Barbecue, where I've had to sue, and I have sued the city of Edgewood for their zoning change debacle down there at the bottom of Dudley Road. And in addition to that, I'm involved in forming a whole bunch of companies. I think there's like 6 or 7 companies that I have started with others the last year or so. And those are in various stages. Now, in addition to that, I'm running for Kentucky governor. Now, what does all of that mean? What does all that mean? And I challenge all the others who are running for governor, who all are just political. You know, our state auditor, politician. Qualls, politician. Kelly Craft, politician. Savannah Maddox, politician. Am I missing anybody else that's thinking about running? Okay, those 4, all politicians. Now, what I just outlined, what I do on a daily basis, working 2 shifts, because I live on naps, means hard work, communication skills, finance. You got to keep all that stuff financing, including meeting a payroll. I owned my own law firm since 1999, okay? And I'm still involved in that law firm. It's a different law firm, but it's the same thing. I'm in charge of making sure the payroll is met. And all those years, never missed a payroll. Never miss it. And all of you who have a small business know exactly what I'm talking about. I can tell you right now, if you own a small business or a medium business, I should be your guy, because you and I know what it's like out there. Fighting all the enemies, the regulatory, the competitors, all of that stuff. I know what it's like. Then you've got employees. You know, when you are involved and you have over 100 employees, which all these companies, everything I got over 100 employees that I'm directly, responsible for. What happens with those 100 employees? Life. The HR. I'm the HR department on top of everything else I do. Just think about all of that. Just think about all of those things that you got to do. Showing good humanity, compassion, empathy, understanding. When they're sick, their husband's sick, they got a car problem, they got this problem. And you got to deal with all of that. And then, of course, there's marketing and advertising and everything else related to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, that's what I do every day and every night. None of my opponents, none of them, who are running for the Republican primary, or Andy Beshear, has ever done any of that. It's a fact. It's a fact. Now, I don't know who else might run and might do all those things. Now, the other thing that it's just plain and simple in my biography is my work on the radio, which has given me great speaking skills and debating skills, which isn't a bad skill to have when you're going to be governor of Kentucky. You know, one of the things that I'm going to do every single morning, first thing, when I'm governor of Kentucky, is I'm going to give you a state of Kentucky and what I'm doing that day every morning, short little podcast. I'm not going to be mandating anything for you. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and I'm going to give you a daily report. We're all used to these podcasts, right? Where you're going to get a morning podcast every single day right out of the gate from me. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, that's my sales pitch. On top of all those policy decisions that you and I agree with, all of them, the conservative, libertarian viewpoints across the board. And what have I done on those? Oh, let me see. Fighting for the rights of Durrani victims for their trials, fighting for healthcare workers and workers against mandates, vax mandates, masks and all of that, suing Facebook against censorship. I mean, I'm in the trenches every day fighting on these issues, risking my own money and my own skin. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I ask for your vote for governor of Kentucky in the spring of 2023.